Welcome back to Jazamby, guys, on another beautiful day here in Wisconsin. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than usual. I'm not going to be ripping any cards. I'm going to be packing cards. That's right. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I package up my eBay sales cards and how they go out. I'm going to show you what I use, what materials, what services, all the different options and things that you can do roughly if you want to ship like I do. I'm not saying it's the only right way. There is 1,000 ways to do it, but this is the way that I do it. And you can check out my reviews and see that I have a flawless damage protection reputation because I haven't had a single card ever get damaged, and that is exactly how I like it. No matter how cheap or expensive the card is, I want your card to get to you safely. Now, the only time anything ever happened was because someone literally cut open the package and stole what was inside one of my customers' packages, which really bummed me out. But that's why I can still say the only way these cards are getting damaged is if you literally deliberately open them up on purpose and steal them. But you know, I think every package that gets shipped through the mail has that possibility. So let's get into it. Today, I actually have a real card right here. This Jamar Chase mem card right here. I think it sold about $2.99 plus shipping. I did this right here. I'm going to ship it up today. It came in. We're going to ship it and show you exactly how we do it and how I like to do it. The first thing you're going to notice is it is inside of a sleeve. So you're going to want to go and get yourself some of these penny sleeves, and it is inside of a top loader. Now, this is a thicker one right there, so you want to get yourself a bunch of different sizes. You can find them anywhere. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them on other sites. Collectible Supplies is a great site I like to use as well. You can go in-store, Target, Walmart, Myers, anything like that is going to have these style holders. You want something nice and rigid for your card to sit in. So that is step one. You're going to get the order and you're going to find the card before you print it out. Make sure you have it. Mistakes happen sometimes. So you want to make sure you actually have that card before you go ahead and ship it. But there it is, just to start it off. I'm going to talk quickly about what service I use. I use USPS Ground Advantage, and I do it through eBay so that everything is on eBay. Everything can be tracked easily for both parties. Everything is insured. Everything will go nice and easily and smoothly. Now, you can definitely use other sites, you know, Pirate Ship, Stamps.com, things like that. You can use those if you want. No problem if you want to do your own style of shipping, but this is the way that I do it. Now, you can also choose free shipping if you want to do that. But usually, if you choose a free shipping option, what's going to happen is you're probably going to receive your card in a paper envelope or just a really thin bubble mailer or something like that. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that, you know, but there is definitely more of a chance of it getting bent or damaged in the mail, and that's what I don't like. So I do not go that route, but you certainly can, and it probably you're gonna end up selling probably a lot more cards if you have free shipping or 99 cent shipping or anything like that. But that is okay with me. I don't mind selling a little bit less cards to make sure that they are always sent well. So let's start off. That is the shipping that I use. Usually fluctuates between the distance that they are away from you. It's going to be, I think, like $4 to $9 depending. And I do have them pay, but I make sure it is worth their time and money, of course. Now, I'm going to cover this up because the first thing I always print out after I print the shipping label is a packing slip. I'm going to cover up his actual address. I do print a packing slip for a very good reason, because it's going to hold everything nice and tight inside a package. I usually write a nice little note on the bottom, little personalized note. You know, you can see the card get pulled on my YouTube. Tell them to check out my YouTube channel. I tell them to check out my eBay store for other cards, and then, of course, a thank you. You know, I always like to throw that in there, a little smiley face, of course. And this is the slip right there. The actual postage label itself, you can choose to either print it out like I do. I just print them and cut them and tape them to the top. Or you can get the stick-on ones where you print on, you just stick it across the top. Or you can get ones that have a heat printer and stick them across the top. Whatever you want to do, that part really doesn't matter. I'm sure it's better to do the stick-on ones if you're doing a high volume. But for me, it's not a big deal just to cut it out with a piece of paper. And some scissors. It's not that hard. Now let's get into the actual packing. So I found the card. I have my things printed out. I found the card, and we're on to our next step. So I like to give a couple freebies along with the card because, one, it's always cool to get some free cards. I like to pick cards of the same team or same player, so it's like kind of a little mini team set, which is fun. Of course, I have tons of them, so it's fun to find some cool stuff. Also, the other reason is it adds that extra bit of cushioning and your first layer of protection. Of course, the sleeve, you got your top loader, so that's 2, and actually extra cards on the outside are going to add a little bit of cushion inside of the package. So you get your card right here. I go and look through all my other ones, or Bengals right here. So I'm going to find some Bengals. I usually try to find at least 6 because I want 3 on either side. I find something cool, maybe some different parallels, an insert. Find a rookie of the same team. Just some cool stuff. Maybe some base cards of that same player right there. These are perfect right here. Nice little cushion, some cool cards. I'm sure they wouldn't mind getting some freebies. And of course, if someone spends more money, I'll definitely throw in a lot more or better cards along with it. This is $3, so this is your good standard. Find a rookie, a couple other ones to throw in there with it. And right here is going to be your main weapon. These are team bags. They will fit a couple cards in here, about 5 top-loaded cards, or, maybe 50 of the regular cards untop-loaded. But these you can also find for very, very cheap on Amazon, at most stores, online, Walmart, Target, Myers, anything like that. You can find them, and they're super cheap, and they just fit a really, really good roll here, and you'll see why. Because a lot of people, when they send them, they will put a piece of masking tape or painter's tape over that opening to stop the card from flying out, because they will move a little bit, okay? Now, you can do that if you want to, no problem. It's not going to damage the card. It will ruin the top loader a little bit. I'm sure you can get the tape off. But I'm just against doing it because it pinches the card as well. And I don't know. There's something about that I don't like. So I go around that problem by doing this right here. One, obviously you're going to put your card right on in there. You're going to find your first 3 cards. Maybe I'll put Jamar Chase on the front there. And these also, I penny sleeve every single one of these because, again, it's going to add to that little bit of cushioning around the outside. Slip those in the front. We'll put these in the back. And there we go. You can already see from the side, it just adds a little bit of layer. And there's already just the lightest little cushion to it already. And now this is why you do not need the masking tape over the top. You're going to peel this off. There you go, and it has an already self-seal. You're going to put that across the front like that, and you're just going to want to pull down nice and tight and then stick it on, and boom. Now, instead of a piece of tape going across the top, this team bag is holding this in. This card is not going to come out. And not only that, this cushion here has also made it tighter this way, so it just kind of squeezes that card a little bit. Nothing is coming out of here, guys, but as an extra layer of protection, I always put on another sticky across that seal right there just to double make sure that it doesn't come out. I always write a little thank you on there, and of course my little smiley face I put on. You can find these literally anywhere that sells office supplies, unbelievably cheap. Get a pack this thick for a couple bucks. Just a simple sticky right there, and I put that right across where that seam is going to be, just to ensure that does not open right there. I mean, that is perfect. You get the thank you. You got a little added padding right there, and that is going to be your bundle. So there you go. We got our bundle there, and now let's move on to the next little parts here. Cardboard is going to be your next part. I get cardboard. I'm sure most places you guys work, you probably get boxes of stuff, shipments of things. Ask the place where you work, grab some cardboard boxes, whatever it is. That is what I do. I get all of my cardboard for free from anywhere I can find free boxes. Even stuff in the mail that I get, I use. So what I recommend is using something really thin that's really, really rigid and tough to bend. You don't want something super thick and puffy. You want something that's strong. And these are perfect right here because we're going to wrap the actual card in this, and then these are going to be a double layer that go inside the actual bag. Now, I brought a tape measure just to give you an idea of the size roughly that I use. You can see that right there. It's about 3.5 inches or so, and these aren't exact. I just kind of roughly cut them to the one behind it. That's about 4.5 inches, and the reason for that is when I put this in here, it is going to cover all 4 sides of this little package just by a little bit, just enough because you want to keep it small, yet you want to keep it protected on all of the edges right there. And then these ones that you'll see put in the package later, it's about the size of my hand, roughly. And if you want exact size, you can see... Oh, if I can get that, there we go. You can see right there, it's about 6.5, 7 inches, and then off to the side, it's gonna be about 4 inches. Again, it doesn't have to be exact, but you don't want it to be too big. If it is too wide, then you're not gonna be able to get it into the actual bubble mailer once we get to that step. So you want them to be a little thinner, another super important part is these little curves right here. I don't leave it a square, I curve them, doesn't have to be exact, but that's so that it goes into the bubble mailer very easily, because it is going to be a tight package once we get there. Now, let's go to the next step here. Bubble wrap. You guys can find bubble wrap, a big, giant roll of bubble wrap. I think it's like 100 feet or something like that for like 20 bucks. Go to Office Max, you know, any office supplies, Office Depot, you can go anywhere, probably on Amazon. Get yourself some bubble wrap. It's unbelievably cheap for giant rolls of it. You don't want super thick bubbles. You want somewhere in the middle or thin. You don't need a lot. It's just added packaging. And you're going to use exactly... This is 1.5 sheets. I don't know if you can see the seam or not, but this is 1.5 sheets of bubble wrap right there, because they are usually perforated, but I just use the scissors and cut it. The perforation is right there. So this is 1.5 sheets. And then with the other half, because I cut 2 full sheets, the 1.5 is for wrapping the card, and these other 2, I'm going to show you what we do with these right after I wrap this. These are going to make 2 little peanuts for us. Super cheap. And it just allows extra protection. Now, let's lay this out so I can show you exactly how I wrap these up. You can see a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll cover this and they'll do, maybe tape on all 4 sides. Maybe they'll do rubber bands, anything like that that just keeps this tightly in there. Now, I don't use any of those because I want this to be the easiest for the customer to open up. No messing around with tape, no messing around with anything like that. Is going to be super easy, and nothing against those ones. The main thing that matters is protecting the card inside. So you wrap this up however you want. If you want to duct tape this, go right ahead, as long as the card inside is protected. But I like it to be easy opening experience. So you can already see, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm placing this literally right on the edge there. You should be able to see that a little bit. We're placing it right on the edge. We're going to put that in the middle, and then we're going to cover it up. So you're just sandwiching it right in there. Let's throw that like that. And then it's going to be really simple. You want it right in the middle, right to left, roughly. And we're just going to roll it one. Get under there, and we're going to give it a roll. And just make sure everything's in there. Pull it nice and tight. And then we're going to sandwich from one side. Fold it over. Oops, sorry about that. We're going to fold it over. And then we're going to roll it again, because this is going to give some padding on this side, make it a little thicker. Boom. And then we're going to fold this side over. Nice and tight. There we go. And that's going to give padding on that back side. And then the final rollover. And that's going to hold this in here nice and tight and perfect. No rubber bands, no tape whatsoever, not needed. Guys, this card is not going anywhere. There's bubble wrap on all sides, cardboard on all sides, guys. And then next, we're just going to grab some painter's tape. I like to use green, of course. I think you can see why. But I find this for pretty cheap over at Office Depot or Office Max. Or you can find this, I'm sure, anywhere online. Just find yourself some masking tape, painter's tape, anything like that. It's going to be really easy to peel off. You don't want to use Scotch tape or anything crazy or electrical, just some easy painter's tape. And again, I'm just gonna, here's where my flap is right there. So we're just gonna start on this side. We're gonna wrap it around. And it doesn't really matter which side to start on, as long as you keep this down tight. Actually, let me redo that here. Let me redo that. I want to flip that around. Yeah, there we go. That's where we want to start, because we want to keep that closed. Sorry about that. This is the flap. We want to close it like that. There we go. You're going to wrap that around. There's once. And then you're going to go to the back just to double make sure that you get it. I usually leave a little bit extra. Just like that. And now this is the fun part, because I get to make a pull tab. So you're just going to pull it up. Go like that. Make yourself a little loop. And stick that down. Bam. You've made yourself an easy to pull tab. And literally you can pull it either way. It doesn't really matter. Here's your tab. You pull it, your package opens right up. You can wrap it, unwrap it, and you're good to go. Everything inside is ultra protected now. But just in case they don't see the pull tab, maybe they don't see, you just want to make sure that they do. I'm literally going to write pull right on here so they know what to do when they open up their package. Bam, pull. Pull. Right there. It literally says pull with an arrow. You can pull this way. You can pull that way. You can pull out. Doesn't really matter, but there you go. You got your pull tab and your little package wrapped up. This already is not going to get damaged. This thing can go through the mail probably like this and be fine. Don't do that, though. Make sure you put it in a wrapper. Let's go on to our next part now. So we're going to set that aside, and we're going to show you what we're going to do with these little guys right here. This is going to be super, super simple. Remember, these together was another half of a sheet. I just cut that right in half down the middle. You're going to get a piece of tape ready of your masking tape right here. And we're just going to roll it up. Just going to roll it on up. Doesn't need to be super tight. Just roll it up into this little pillow. Bang. That is it, guys. Super, super easy. Now, if you want, you can, trim up this edge if you want it to look a little nicer. There we go. Trim that up. Doesn't really matter. We're just trying to create a barrier. So that is all we need right there. Let's cut our second one because you're going to need two. So let's start rolling this up. Again, doesn't need to be tight. You actually almost want it to be kind of gently rolled up. You want more cushion in there, if anything. There you go. There's our second pillow. Maybe we'll trim up that edge a little bit there so it's not hanging out. That's not bad. There we go. We got two little pillows we're going to use for our packaging. Set that aside. Now, this is going to be where that piece of paper right here, the packing slip, comes in handy. And we have that here. Now, I don't want to show you their address, so I'm going to go from the bottom here so you guys can't see that. And we're just going to literally stick it right on the paper. Actually, maybe I can go like this. There we go. You guys can't see that. So there we go. You're just going to put it on the paper. We have it right here. And you're just going to wrap it up in there. That is it. It's that easy. You can do it however you want to do it. There you go. I'm just trying to make sure you guys don't see the address on there. But there we go. So we have it wrapped up. You can see in there, it's just sandwiched all around there. So you're going to have some space on this side, and you're going to have some space on the top side right there. I just wrap it all up in there. It's going to keep it nice and tight. So we're going to grab one of our pillows right there, and we're literally just going to stick it right on in there, guys. Just stick it in there. And then you're going to take your bubble mailer. Now, you can get all different varieties of bubble mailers from anywhere at all. I get mine from Amazon. I think it's 50 or 100 of them for like 25 bucks. Super, super cheap. The only thing I would recommend is for what I'm doing here, I use 6x10 bubble mailers, and you want to use something waterproof if you can instead of a paper one. Something that has this outside to it. There's 1,000 colors. You can get them custom made, whatever you want to do. I just get these black ones. I think they fit with the channel well. And so that's what we do. 6x10 right there. Super cheap, guys. And so remember, we put our pillow in right here. And we're just going to open this up and get that in there. Super easy. All right, so now what that has done is put a pillow right here in between the bottom of this package and the card. So there's an inch of protection. This can bounce. It's never going to hurt that card, right? And so what you're going to do then is grab your second one. And you're going to put that right on the top part, okay? You got that right on top. And now you're going to have a barrier on the top. You're protected from the top and the bottom. And now this is when your two other pieces of cardboard are going to come in. And this works like magic, guys. Here's the first one right there with the curves. Now you want the curved side in. I'm going to try and show this like this. I usually start, if you can see that, I usually start with the folded one first because it's the harder one to do. So I just hold it down in between the paper and the bubble wrap and literally slide it in. Just like that. Super, super easy, guys. That is an added layer of protection. Now, this is where all the magic happens, guys. Right here. So when you slide this second one in, again, we're going to move this paper down out of the way. When you slide this in, it is going to create a wide grip on this so that it holds that card nice and tight in the middle, and it will not rock from side to side at all. It'll keep it nice and firm in there. So let's get that in there, the last one. And it's going to cause that paper to hold it right in the middle. Boom, there you go. It is in. There is our second one in there. So now this is what you've got. You want to make sure they're nice and down there. And this is what you've got right here. You have made like almost a 2-inch thick package there, 1 to 2 inches. You've got the cardboard going all the way down to the bottom. You got an inch at least of padding on the bottom, an inch of padding on the top right there. Super, super easy. And now the last part is you're going to see the inside there, your flap. You're going to take this, roll it over. This is hard to do on camera right now, but and then you're just going to tuck it. Just sort of tuck it in there into the cardboard. So what you're left over with is basically an ice cream sandwich. You got it tucked in there. It's not going to go anywhere. Nice and solid. Remember, there's a pillow here, pillow on the bottom. You are good to go. It has locked it in on the sides. We're going to take that off, tuck that down nice and flat against the edge, and then just wrap this over. Wrap it over the top and put it down. Bam. That is now sealed package right there. There's your package. This is not getting damaged. Right now, because it made it so wide, you can't even push past this. The card is locked about here in the middle. It stops here and here. So there's easily a centimeter gap on either side where this isn't moving around. I wish you could hear that. I'm holding this. This thing is not moving around in there, guys. It is solid, and you can't even go past this wall. It is literally like a hard wall on both sides because of how wide it is. It is absolutely perfect. The best shipping so far I've come up with. Nothing is going to get damaged. I guarantee you I could throw this off of a building and nothing will happen to it. And we aren't even done yet. One final layer of protection. Bam, right there. Nice piece of tape. Let's move that away. Right here, and I use this one as a jumbo roll scotch, just the regular old packing tape. The jumbo roll is really smooth, so no noise. So I can do that late at night, and it's never going to wake anybody up around me. Now, I am going to take, because this seal, I don't care what bubble mailer you use, I do not trust the seal, so I will put another piece of tape, bam, right on there. No one will tamper with this unless they literally slice it open from the top or bottom and take what's inside, which I, hope we don't do that. Now, I am not going to show you the actual label, of course, but I do have something the size of a label. It fits perfectly right on the front of this. This is the size of my labels. I just print them right off of eBay. And right there, and then you're just going to take your tape, your regular packing tape again, and you're just going to tape it across the front, of course. Tape it here. I usually do 3 strips, and it holds that on really, really nicely. Give yourself a little extra so you can flap it over, and there you go. That's your package. This thing, guys, is not getting damaged in here. And, you could probably run it over with the car. I wouldn't recommend it, but you might be able to. You could throw this off the building. Nothing's happening to it. This is how I love packaging cards. This is how I showed my brother how to package cards. He has had nothing but good reviews. And I know maybe it costs a little more. Maybe it's more for the customer as well, but you're guaranteed going to get a card shipped to you safely and with some extras. And I hope this helps anybody out there ship their cards. I'm going to go and put the actual label on this now, and I'm going to get it right into the mail, guys. I live right by the post office, so I'll physically go there and drop it off same day. Again, try and do your deliveries within the same day if possible. If you can do it within a few hours, your customers will be happy, because this USPS ground shipping a lot of times gets there in only 2 days, 2 or 3 days, pretty quick. So it's really, really nice. Also, the package is insured up to $100. So if they do want a refund on the item or something happens, they can go to USPS. And I'm sure they're able to get that back, or go through eBay and they can get that back. But there we go, guys. That is how I package my eBay sales cards right there. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful for some of you. And yeah, hopefully you can mail your stuff out using this method if you would like. Or you can do the old, just a bubble mailer. Maybe you want to do an envelope. However you want to do it, doesn't really matter. But this way, you're guaranteed to not damage your card. Thank you guys so much for watching and enjoying this one. I hope you guys have a great day. I have a bunch of other fun stuff I'm going to be shooting the rest of the week and next week. Look for that helmet. The helmet is going to be filling up soon. Watch for that as we give that away along with the auto Patrick Mahomes right there. And of course, if you want to donate anything to the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital egg, please do so. Just label it in the mail so we can get that in there and auction that off at the end of the month. 100% of proceeds to St. Jude's. Other than that, guys, if you're new here, hit that like button, subscribe, comment, anything like that in the bottom if you enjoy the channel, of course. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.